Hello, gorgeous human beings of the E3 membership. I am very excited for this call today. This is our first E3 membership call of 2023. And I have big plans for this space this year. I'm very happy about it. So first things first, let me just check in the chat who's been talking so far. Hi, Pen, 111 participants. So fun to start with that. Yay. Hello. Hi, Janan. Hello, Michelle from Melbourne, Australia. Thank you, Siobhan. Hello. Hi, Katie. Hi, Nicole, Leah, Heather. Hello from Poland. Agnieszka. Hello, hello. I love this intro. It's ultra cool, powerful. Thank you, Michelle. Just got cozy in bed to watch this. Perfect, Hannah. So good, so good. Hello from Barbados. Sunny tropics, sunset time. That sounds amazing. Hi, Wendy. Hi, Lauren. Sandy, so happy you're here. Lauren in Fort Lauderdale. Casey and Callie. Karina. Hola. Hello, Melanie. Tiffany. Kim, so happy you're here. Karine, hello. Karine and Charles. Sky Crew. Hello from Quebec. Nicole, hello. This is awesome. Oh my gosh, so many people. Hello, 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 hello. All right. So, a few important things to note about this group. I'm really excited about this space because there's actually been a lot of thought that's been put into it. Like, what's the best way to utilize this place and give you something that's really valuable for you? And I'm taking this into consideration as much for the people who are in my Alpha Femme experience and my private clients and my Unity, and also the people who are really just part of the E3 membership, because there's two different energies to this place. And I want the people from my higher end containers feel excited to come here, even though it's a smaller membership. I want there to be a purpose to this place where everyone gets something from it. And this is the way I've always built my business, is that there isn't ever something that I do that's less quality than another thing. I don't do it like, oh, if this is not expensive, it's less quality. It's not like that. It's just, I decide the energy and I decide the vibe and I decide the thing. And then I decide whether it's going to be exclusive or whether it's going to be open to the public. But it's never a question of what the quality is of what I'm showing up with. It's usually a proximity thing. You know, there's just more, thank you. There's just more opportunities to connect with me one-on-one in the closer containers. But the stuff that I talk about, I want it to be just as brilliant everywhere. So what I was thinking about for this space and what I'm really excited about is to make it be something where we plug in every month and have an opportunity to look at the celebrations from the month before and really anchor it in. So right now it is the second month already of the year. Can you believe that? Like, we're already in February. It's so wild how fast we're 1 month of 12 gone already. We're in month 2. And it's like, I think of it just being a couple of days after New Year's and the blissful new beginning energy, and it really does move. And if you don't just focus on your life, and if you don't have a landing place, it just, the months turn into each other. Next thing you know, it's the spring. Next thing you know, it's the summer. Next thing you know, it's the fall. Next thing you know, it's Christmas. Next thing you know, we're starting all over again. So what I really want is to have a landing space for our growth and our months. And the beautiful thing about the E3 membership is there's so many different ways that you can plug into it. So the first thing is going to be these calls. Every month, we're going to have a call like this together. I'm going to guide you through some thought processes. You're going to look at your months. You're going to celebrate. It's going to be amazing. It's going to be a great place to network. This is going to be fun. The other part of this is also whatever masterclasses end up being put in this membership, you get access to for longer. So for example, E3 is still up in here for you to watch. Renaissance is in here for you to watch. The Finish Line is in here for you to watch. Now, there's a new masterclass coming. I don't know if you are aware of it yet, the Woman Masterclass. And so when Woman is over, we've only got 2 weeks of Woman. And then when it's done, it gets taken down and it will be added to E3. So there's no pressure for you to be there live. If you're just like, let me catch that on the replay. That's the beautiful thing about E3. It means that the masterclass will be positioned here for you after, if you don't want to be in the live energy, or if you do want to be in the live energy, but you're excited to be able to watch the replays over and over again, it's going to be hosted in here. I also want to tell you there's going to be an amazing shop with me at the end of the Woman Masterclass. And for those of you who got, their monthly credit, who may be excited to spend it, that's going to be a fun place to get more information also about what's coming. So maybe keep your eye open for that as well. If you're new to the E3 membership and you didn't know this, your monthly membership cost can be applied as a credit every month. They don't get to be multiplied, but every month, if you want to use the amount towards a program or something, you get to do that. So that's very exciting if you ever choose to do that. So today we're in February. 1 month has passed. Who has had the experience so far of having a lot of memories already in January and being aware of it already? Like, what are some of the awesome things you're celebrating this January? Like, already 2023, what has been good? Have you launched a program? Have you launched a masterclass? Have you released a new product? Have you been really good with your social media? Has there been something like a rebrand that's happened? Have you released something new? $53,000 cash month in January. Okay, hang on. I think I need to read these. Okay, what did we have since the beginning of the year? Let's just look at some of these. More gratitude and more joy. Manifested my dream partner. $53,000 cash month in January. Traveling with a client for the first time. Launching 2 new offers, 1 full year and 1 short. Yes. Yes, me. $14,848 month and 10K was on my 111 list. I launched a blog, which I've been saying I wanted to do for ages. Celebrated starting my podcast. Recruited my first travel agent. Just started the business. Rebranding. Huge change. Celebrated a 77th birthday in Italy. Nicole, that's so cool. Won the AFE. Biggest month yet. 44K, Alina. That is out of this world. New website. Congratulations. Heritage. Does that, a surprise, does that say 33? What is that? $33,000? Is that what that says? $33,333.33. You just received that amount, that number. Took an impromptu vacation out of the blue. Finally made a big decision in my business that I'd been pondering for months. 2 weeks vacation with my partner. Had the most amazing 7-day masterclass, the most people I've ever had on consistent calls, and they found it so valuable. I'm making my 111 list now, so many things, launched new programs, hosted first paid masterclasses, feeling really great about myself, completed Resolution Revolution. It was amazing. I launched my business from scratch. I made my very first income aside from my full-time job. High five. Found safety outside of money. That's amazing. I launched 2 workshops, signed my first 5K client, pole dancing, kickboxing, moved into a new home that I love. Morgan. This is amazing. Renewed sense of self and sincere excitement for my business. Oh my gosh. New program, Femme d'Acier, Woman of Steel, 92 women, 50K month. I manifested $500,000 in 1 day. I still can't get over that, Christy. Like, Jacqueline showed me that and I fell off my seat in the matrix. So many things from my 111 list. Ideal private client. Register my business officially. Finishing up Resolution Revolution. Did my first Facebook Live. Started the year turning a year older. My birthday's the first day of the year. Shamika, that's so cool. Launched my first ever program. Made my biggest sale. Revived my social media after 7 years of silence. Whoa. I did a 25K affiliate launch and realized I sell better somebody's products than mine. I believe that. Maybe we need to talk. I opened my Facebook group. Interior design my new studio. Wow. I cleaned out 2 closets. Oh my gosh, Sarah, I just can't believe this. This is incredible. That is out of this world. I did an Instagram live and a podcast. I launched an epic program, bought a new boat, had a sexy ski date with my husband, booked an indulgent girls weekend in Palm Springs at the end of February, my besties, and I'm treating them too. Celebrated my birthday at a beautiful champagne bar. What a vibe. My son too, from the best friend that passed away on January 7th. Oh my gosh. Oh my gosh, you both got that amount? Your best friend left you both that amount? Nouvelle vie dans une nouvelle ville, un nouvel appartement, un nouveau travail. I did it. Lucy! Lucy, félicitations. Clarity, a vacation to Cuba with my family. Also launched a brand new Instagram. Keely, you are on fire. This is so good. Launched and completed running my first online course. First month as a wife to my hubby. Started my vacation today, and you're with us. Feel honored. Created my business framework, got out of the limbo of my relationship, and I'm happily single again. Yes. So many client inquiries coming in that are converting. Yes, Melody. Increase my social media engagement 555%. Holy pickles, Harry Potter. I created a new Instagram account for my business. All my accounts are paid. Congratulations, Joe. This is amazing. Became a certified health coach. Congratulations, Kim. So much celebration seeing my family I hadn't seen in years. 2 master classes in January. Whoa, holy Hannah. Turned 40. Yay. The energy in here. Took my kiddos to perform in the largest children's choir in the world. Whoa. Started organizing my craft room. Started my new email list. These are so inspiring. New client in my world. Started a Facebook Live challenge. Celebrated my 35th birthday with my husband during a spontaneous trip that he got in Puerto Rico. Booked 2 trips to the beach on the first, and I'm on the first one right now. New hair, spa day, pedicure, all the things. Took a Canva course to be visible on social media. Signed 3 months dream place in Tulum, launched a new program, changed FOMO into a new feeling of peace. Who made that? This is so good. All of this only 1 month, you guys. Like, what's going on? This is so crazy. Highest cash month in January, 151,000 cash and over $200,000 in sales. Andrea, that is spectacular. Congratulations. Decided to hire my first employee today. 70 people sign up for my year-long subscription. Oh my gosh. I articulated some new client boundaries. I had the hard call. Whoa, that's huge. Being on a live with Melanie. Yay. Brand new coaching client. Being with my family. This is so good. Paid a new truck. Built a jungle cabin. Had an Instagram post go viral. Rebrand a new website. Secure tickets to Cuba and Kauai all in 1 month. Back at rock climbing, turned 30, became certified embodiment coach. Hired my first house manager who does everything from organizing to cleaning to errands. I hope you guys are getting inspired by all the things you could put on your February list. I love how excited you are for all of us. I'm freaking out. These are all so good. Spent 2 weeks in silent meditation retreat. Was it Vipassana? Have more business flowing, but now we have contractors to take on clients. Visited my dad for the last time before he transitions into hospice. Oh my gosh. Coming for one-on-one for you next in Unity. Oh my gosh. Did you ask about the Matrix? The Matrix is wild. Like, there's so many people who are crushing it in there. Maybe that could be a cool thing. We've just started. Maybe message me after. Maybe it could work. Spent a month in Costa Rica and launched my first online program. Be closer to my family, able to share vulnerably and love and receive and share so much support and love. Close my 2022 with 135K. This is incredible. This is incredible. This is incredible. This is incredible. So sometimes my team, when we have like really crazy celebrations like this, my team might message you and be like, are you okay with me celebrating this? I would say, if you're not okay with us celebrating this, can you just say, please don't celebrate me publicly? Because if not, anyone else, if you're open to it, we're just gonna have a party with this. This is too good. I want to celebrate you guys. So many of you deserve to be celebrated. This is incredible. Connecting with my dream client, being an E3, sign a new contract teaching in Costa Rica. In Costa Rica, 4 seasons. Whoa. Vipassana. That's so amazing. That's so amazing. I finished a chapter in my book. Just listen to what we've accomplished in 1 month. It's so inspiring. This is all so huge. Okay, cool. Just booked my friend's vacation with kids in a chalet for March break. Worked closely with the most amazing first clients in this business while going through the most intense emotional process ever. Makes me feel powerful. The Matrix is insane. The best thing I've ever been a part of. Yes. This is so good. What's the Matrix? It's a 6-week mastermind that we launched, and it's been like above and beyond anything I could have expected. It's really amazing. Oh my gosh. Okay, so can we just talk about how epic that was? Let me just see this last bit here. Just made major steps in starting my dream business. Oh my gosh. Yeah, there's still room in the Matrix. I feel like I can feel like there's still room for maybe 2 or 3 people in the Matrix. That's my feeling, my intuition. It's like the beginning. I've got such good vibes about this place. I'm loving it so much. It's one of the most well-rounded groups I've ever had in anything I've ever done. Like, it's been really incredible. So I'm happy. All right. So this is what I want you to remember as we read through all of these extraordinary things. This is 1 month. And even if you only defined your month with one epic thing, we would get to the end of the year and you would have this incredible board where you had your biggest month ever, or you manifested a dream client and then you had an amazing trip, and then you went somewhere, you did something, you took time with friends, whatever it is, at the end of the year, all these things, they compound. This is just month one. Very often we do incredible things on month one of the year. We don't even think about it. So we think already, okay, 1 month already passed, now it's time to do month two. Right away. Right away. So what I would love for us to do, what I would really love to see from you, I've actually decided we're going to have 2 calls in E3 this month. There's going to be this one, and there's going to be another one we're going to do together where I'm going to show you how to utilize the calendar the way we're going to use it for the rest of the year, like I did with the Women in Resolution Revolution, how we're going to use this for us. So this call today is what I would love for you to do to close out January. What I want to see in E3 is there's a floodgates of celebration. Celebrate yourself. Celebrate yourself. Everything you've posted in here is like one thing. You may have a bunch. Anchor this in for yourself, because what's going to be really cool is by the end of the year, you'll be able to take every month all your celebrations and compound them really easily to celebrate. Way too much excitement. I need a sip of water. One moment, please. Okay. So I want to see your celebrations because this really, really is a huge deal. You blow my mind. You guys are blowing my mind. So what do we do as we're moving into feminine energetics at the beginning of this year? What I love the most, and why I put Femme Fatale at the beginning of the year, why I put this woman masterclass that's coming at the beginning of the year, is I love to put feminine energetics where we are the least in stress to perform. I want you to feel into this with me. This is a cool introspective thought. A lot of times, as we approach any kind of finish line, our stress to perform starts to increase. So you'll realize when it's like, oh my gosh, there's only 3 months left of the year. How far am I with my goals? And how do I look? And am I married yet? And do I have everything I was supposed to have? And have I checked all the boxes off? As we get closer to the end of the year, it feels as though panic kicks in. But what's amazing with the beginning of the year is because there's still so much room for us to become everything we want to become, that pressure is actually much easier to move. And it's the best time to tap into feminine energetics and to say, okay, let me practice gratitude. Let me practice deep love for what I have already. Let me feel full and overflowing right now. Let this be more about compounding the good feelings than trying to figure out what's wrong. And it's much easier to tap into that at the beginning of a year. Thank you, Keely. So we want, as much as possible, I think this is the most beautiful goal for us, is to create a life where we really feel happy. We feel happy with our life. We feel happy with our work. We feel happy with our love. We feel happy with our health. We feel good. We feel good. That's the life we want to create. But inside of that life, there are ups and downs, and there are moments where we don't feel good. And so a lot of the times the work of our lifetime is not to put ourselves in an environment where there's no bad feelings. The work of our lifetime is to become so connected to the good that we feel and so in love with the good that we feel. And that when the bad times come, we have the wisdom to know that this will pass and that the good stuff will come back and that we'll appreciate it even more. So the next part of this is that there was also some hard things you possibly went through in January. And so what are some things you really needed to be strong to overcome in January? I'm not going to read all of these, so I don't want you to feel offended if I don't go through all of them, but I just want to give people perspective of the flip side because this is very important. So this could be if you had a client default on a payment, if you had a friend who got angry or upset with you and you're in weird terms with a friend or a family member, if it's you thought you were going to have this epic launch and it didn't actually go as well as you wanted it to and you felt really down about it, if you had an issue like your Facebook ad account had an issue where you had something not go as planned. So let's see. No signups for a new mastermind. Left a partner of 6 years. My brother navigating a very messy divorce. My husband got a great job late January and he was let go today because of a medical issue he never even had a chance to address. Learning my ex started seeing someone a month after I left him for cheating on me. Very chaotic and transitional season, stuck in I-5 traffic 4 to 6 hours a day, exhausted. My mom is old and hospice has been called in, very hard, even though she's been sick for a long time. Having a tough discussion about what I'm no longer available for when it comes to limbo in relationships. Asked for what I deserve and stepped away from a guy who I fell in love with and wasn't ready for a relationship. Finally set up my clients on autopay and got to experience my first autopay cancellation. Didn't work out with a guy I liked and I felt so ready for a relationship. Roommate leaves and doesn't pay the rent and bills for last month. COVID, then digestive problems. Family members failing health, to be there with them while trying to remain focused on business and duality of emotion. The basement flooded. Airline lost luggage for 3 weeks. Ruined vacation. Luggage returned wet, moldy. My website's down with a fatal error and I don't have staff or contractors to fix it right now. Had a difficulty with someone with boundaries in relationships. Lost our social media manager. Was called the N-word during a presentation. Far fewer people signed up for my course than I was hoping for. Challenging physical symptoms and hard, though beautiful conversations with my beloved. The launch didn't go great. My dad complained that I'm working too much and I don't have time for him, as usual, 15 hours a week. I broke my right foot. I can't drive. I can't help much with our 3 kids. Can you see how, although there is so much for us to celebrate, people go through stuff? Now, I want to acknowledge you for something, because in a lot of cases, when we're going through hard times like this, oh my gosh, when we're going through hard things like this, we have so many reasons for it to feel impossible to keep going. When you ask most people why they don't do what they want in this life, or why they haven't become everything they wanted to become in this life, you know what they will tell you? They will tell you why they couldn't. And it'll sound a lot like the thread I just read. But they won't be leaning in for support, and they won't be connecting with their dreams, and they won't continue to try. It'll really be one of those things where they will give you the one reason, the one hard thing that happened to them and why they completely stopped trying, they unplugged, and that was it. And this is the most upsetting part of this work, is that it's gonna always come with duality. Even when you're crushing it in your business, it will have duality. As a matter of fact, I've experienced in my life that the duality is necessary in order for me to find out how much I can actually hold. And so what I mean by that is that every level of success that I have, it's almost like there's something that happens to make sure I can hold both. Because if you can only hold the good stuff as long as there's no bad stuff, that's a dangerous thing to grow. We don't want to do that. We don't want to grow something so big only when we can hold the good stuff. Because or else the minute the bad stuff comes, and it does, the whole thing breaks down. And then we've got this compounded awful problem, because it's like it was bad and now it's even worse. And we don't want that. We want to be able to navigate what life throws at us. And the most important way to do that is to become wise people. I think personal development, what it really is about expediting wisdom. If I were to say, like, what's the point of this work? Why do we do it? Is it for us to become perfect? Is it for us to become role models to the entire planet? Is it about, no, it's not even that intense. It really just boils down to the simplicity. So the wisdom is often something that comes to people late in life, because they don't take a second to think. Life just passes and passes and passes, and then one day it's the end, and then all the wisdom of your entire life lands in your lap, and you think, wish I would have known then what I know now. So what I'm going to ask you to do is to share what wisdom you've already learned from January. Some people have shared celebrations, and those celebrations are really important, because we need to be able to see what's possible. You're going through a hard time and someone's had a good time, at least you know the whole world's not falling apart. There's a chance this next month will be better. Someone had a great time while you were having a hard time. That means it's possible. If you had a hard time and someone else had a hard time and you thought you were the only one, and then all of a sudden you see you weren't alone, that might help as well. But this next part is the most important part. What I want to ask you is, what pieces of wisdom did you extract from January? That if you actually took a moment with yourself to think about it, and you said, whoa, I actually learned a valuable lesson. If I don't forget this, I may not need to learn it again in February. I may not need to learn it again in March. Maybe I could say this is a lesson and I've learned it and that's it. And then I could build on this for the rest of my year. So let's see what kind of wisdom we've got over here. I learned that I'm limiting myself somehow. I'm not playing in the badass energy enough. Okay, that gives you something to look at. I've learned that it's okay to take care of me. A broken knee helped that a lot. It's so wild how sometimes it takes a breakdown for us to realize that something that someone has told you your entire life, it's okay to take care of you. Yeah. Break your knee, you're like, oh, it's important to take care of me. Like, why has that not registered until this is the way it is sometimes? And having said that, it registers more though. So let's say you'd never heard that and then your knee hurts, you may not have had the connection. But it's when it's like, okay, I get it in concept, I get it in concept, I get it in concept. And then all of a sudden it happens, you're okay, like, okay, I get it in all now. And so because you've done the work, it lands even more. So thank you for sharing that. Duality is always ready to challenge me. My connection makes a huge difference in the context impact. It's safe to slow down. It's safe to be supported. I'm stronger than I think. I'm brave. And when we're brave, miracles happen. I learned to directly ask for people and never assume people know. Ask. Don't assume people know. I allow myself to get in my feelings too much and it prevents forward movement. I need to use the emotions to benefit the work. Oh, that's very wise. That I don't have to compromise who I am. And that's important to me to fully receive love. Don't put off starting. It's a great one. Energy is everything. Daring to ask for what I really want in relationships. It's always easy to go back to old, tried and true ways. It takes courage to move forward and trust myself enough to commit to myself and my business. Surrender, to keep going and be open to receiving clients that are coming. That I can turn any situation into gold. Danny, I'm loving these. I learned to ask for what I want out loud. Yes, just because I can take a punch, it doesn't mean I have to. Nadia. I'm impacting some people that I had no idea was watching. Anna, that's a huge one. January wisdom. When I take my focus off things that throw me out of my power, I can be what I want to be. And I love being what I want to be. When I take my focus off the things that throw me out of my power, I can be what I want to be. And I love being what I want to be. Andrew, chef's kiss. Social media boundaries are so necessary. I learned that numbers don't represent me. I love that. The wisdom from this January, it's so important to be and come back to my heart space. So much that seemed to matter in the moment doesn't really matter. Being true to finding the joy and gratitude is what anchors me into my essence. I'm in love with that. It's okay to slow down. It's okay to stop and feel the emotions. I learned that I'm building my legacy and there is no need to feel rushed or behind. It's better to act on things that stress me right away and not wait. Otherwise, it stays in the background of my mind. I learned that I need a lot of moments by myself after an intense contract. This is huge as well. The difference between overthinking and contemplation made such an intentional change in my life. Contemplate has been a game changer. I learned that I need to follow through, go all the way without finding excuses. Okay, wisdom. I'm so loved and infinitely supported. Everything is always working out for me. I don't have to do it all alone. It's safe to share my struggles. Yes, I deserve all the love I desire. Energy is real, and the more I allow myself to receive, the more money comes in an instant. Yes, I'm the one who supports me, not expecting validation, external validation. I've got me. Simone says that in the end, it all comes down to my choice and my decision. The excuses are no longer valid. It's now simply a choice to take action. Morgan, someone else's behavior is not a reflection of me. I can get through anything. Self-abandonment equals energetic match for abandonment. Whoa. Show up for me first. Create what serves me and deepen in the knowledge I already have. You guys even understand the knowledge you have in here? This is insane. Okay, I think the Alpha team is going to need to post the transcript of this call to the group. It's too good. Too much wisdom. So much wisdom. This is my feeling for you. You are going to hear so many beautiful, wise things during the course of your life, but not everything is going to land for you right away because some things you've got to actually experience for the full context of every single thing you've heard to really land. But there's something about, and I remember learning this from Tony Robbins, I'm sure a lot of you have heard from this, the reticular activating system. the part in your brain that notices things that matter to you. So it's kind of like you decide that you want to buy a Honda Civic. Well, next thing, you start seeing Honda Civics everywhere. You decide you put a Lamborghini Urus on your dream board. You see more Lamborghini Uruses on the road than you ever have before. You decide you want to go to Paris. All of a sudden, there's Paris stuff everywhere. And so the thing with the reticular activating system that I really very much love is that when you start talking about personal development and you care about your evolution, you care about lessons, and you care about your growth, and you care about all these things, all the evidence starts to show up that you're on the right path. It's different than just living your life and thinking that those things would show up anyway. It's only when you're focused on them and you care about them that they jump in your face. Like, who has started seeing angel numbers so much in their life now that they know that's a thing? Where it's like, you see the clock all the time, the microwave says that, you see people with license plates that have that, there's price tags with this. It's like, what, has this always been a thing? Like, how? The minute your mind realizes something is of value to you, you're going to see it everywhere. So the more connected you are to the things that matter to you, the more you see them. And that's why it's important to keep at this work, because pineapple season is coming. You know, when we talked about, it's like some things take time. You may be frustrated because your dreams aren't actualizing at the speed you hope they should, but under the surface, pineapple season is coming. This is when you're saying, look, I've been thinking of positive things for so long and I don't know why it's not, and I don't know why it's not. It's like, it just, you've got it in your mind and it just hasn't yet happened in your world. There's so many levels of this work. There's the work you do energetically. Who here has an energetic healer? So not just mindset and emotional stuff, but actually works with an energy healer of any kind. Does anybody do that in here? Is anybody here an energy healer? I'd be interested. Okay, Michelle is one. So, okay, we've got quite a few in here. So I'm sure you're gonna understand what I say when I say this. You guys are gonna get this. When you do energy healing work, an energy healer is going to work with your energy, and you may not feel anything right away and be like, did it work? But that's because energy, it can be changed before your emotions can, because your emotions are a more heavy thing. They're a human thing. So when you think of the energetics are like light and sound. They're very, very fast. You can move through that. You'll often see energy healers move things even with their hands, or they're constantly moving energy. They're moving energy. It feels like the energy's moved, but the impact of the energy that was there may still be there on you. So you might go through the energy healing session and be like, I'm not sure I'm healed yet. And they'll always say, you are. Just give it a second, because by the time it hits your emotions, it's a big deal. The same thing applies with your mind. You can do a lot of mindset work and be like, I get it in my mind, but I don't feel different in my body. Thoughts are not the same as feelings. Thoughts also have a different energy than feelings. You can move through a thought and still have the feeling. You can say, why is it that I feel like I get it in my head and I don't feel it in my body? Because your thoughts are faster to move than your feelings, because your feelings impact your actual physical body. They're an experiential thing. You actually feel your feelings. You don't feel your thoughts. They're just like, so it's like, there's the energetics that are so far out of you that they could move and you would still have an impact on your body. There's your thoughts that could move, but it would still have an impact on your body. And then even if let's say you'd had some illnesses in your body that took a little bit longer, it was a little sludgier. Well, once you've healed the healing, the mind, the feelings, then all of a sudden, maybe your weight changes, maybe something that's not been going well with the body part starts to clear up. And it's like, whoa. Every single part of this has a different frequency. The most important thing for us to do is to keep going, knowing that it's inevitable that when you care about something in your life and you do it with all of your heart, that you're going to move something, instead of constantly checking. And I was talking about this in my Unity Mastermind a few days ago, like a week or so ago. And we were talking about the feeling of needing to look to make sure something's working. You guys have that feeling sometimes you're doing something and you just feel like you need to look over your shoulder, like, are the people buying? Did the people like it? Did I get the likes? Did people get it? You know, you're just kind of You're just kind of looking just to see. And so I was talking about this with my clients, and I was like, it's as if our energy, we have got our energy, we've got this energy source, and we can do whatever we want with it. We can use it to be creative, we can use it for healing, we can use it for looking over our shoulder to make sure we're okay. We can use it for everything, but whatever we use it on uses our energy. And so when you're in the mood for a revolution in your life and you're like, okay, we're changing the game, we're doing big things, let's go, it's time, I'm ready. That takes a lot of energy. But if you've got to look over your shoulder to make sure it works all the time, that also requires energy. It's like you're running in the jungle. You're running in the jungle because there's a face-eating cat. And so what happens? There's a face-eating cat, you got to run. Got to run real fast because that cat can run real fast. You've even read how fast those cats can run. Bad, very bad. You got to run. If you check to make sure the cat is still running, you are going to slow down. As a matter of fact, you won't even slow down. You may also start running crooked and run into a tree or trip on something. You cannot stop to look to see if the face-eating cat is still running. You've got to just run until you have no more energy, because the focus of the running will help you run faster. You'll run into lunch, you'll turn into lunch. So this is the thing in your business. This is the thing in your relationship. You have a tank, and the tank is your focus to success, to run energetically towards what you love, to run towards yourself, to run towards your dreams. Every single time you check to see if it's working, you're running away from a face-eating cat and you're stopping to see how close it is. Don't do that. We've got to trust. And this is when trust really does come in, because the fact is this: if it's not working, then knowing it's not working is just going to make you feel defeated. It's like, it's not working yet. There is no, it's not working. It's always just, it's not working yet, because things take an energetic match. And sometimes it's your confidence that needs to kick in. So the more you look back behind you to make sure that things are working, the more you're actually telling yourself you don't believe it's working. So what we want to do is run until we're complete, and then trust that we're done and that it either worked or not. What does this look like? You can run until you can't run anymore. When you're done running, if you ran far enough, you're safe. And if you didn't, well, your lunch. It happens. Circle of life. In your business, if you've done everything you need to do and it gets to the end of the launch and it didn't work out, you're going to be able to say, what worked, what didn't work, what do I want to do differently? But if you stop in the middle and it doesn't work, you'll always have the story, had I not stopped in the middle, it might have worked. If you stop running in the middle of the jungle just to see if the face-eating cat is still there and it bites your foot off, you will always have the story, wonder what would have happened if I didn't look back. So trust isn't about blind faith. It's not like, I don't know what I'm doing. Trust is about, I'll find out if I'm right eventually. Why would I sabotage doing my best to find out if I'm right in the middle? Is that even when it matters in the middle? Or do the results really only count when you've done your best? So at the end of each month, we're going to do our best. We're going to do our best every month. You're going to create a context for February. You're going to decide what the vibe is for February. And you're just going to walk through February with all the love and trust in your heart. You're going to run through February with the wind in your hair. You're going to fly through February, whatever it is that you want to do, but you're going to trust yourself until we land. Because when we land, and it's March, and we talk about it, we'll see how it went. And you'll learn so much more than with the stop and go energy, not trusting yourself. So for me, when I look at February, what I feel is the month, oh, that's cool. Your birthday month is a good time to change. Tanisha, this is a good time to change, like to set a new context. So this could be like new beginning is your context for February, and every single thing that's happening, even if it's happened before and you've gotten stuck in patterns and stuff, you're like, well, I'm not doing that now because it's a new beginning. February, I don't look at what what could go wrong or this or that. I just trust and I believe I'm going to find myself. I'm going to go figure myself out. For me, I see February as I trust in my power that it doesn't harm. I trust. February is my month where power and love go together. Where it's not that if I'm powerful, I'm not loved. As a matter of fact, the more powerful I feel, the more I trust I'm loved, the more complete I feel, both together, power and love. That's what I want. I don't want to disempower myself in the name of love, and I don't want to have to lessen love in order to feel powerful. I want to walk with both. This is my context for February. Power and love together, a co-creation of power and love. What could possibly happen for me if I'm moving with this context? Power and love for February. There's going to be room for romance. There's going to be room for friends and gatherings and get-togethers. There's going to be time to prioritize the people I love. There's going to be time to spend time with my team. There's going to be time for me to do all things out of love. And there's going to be opportunities for me to stand in my power and to trust myself that I can do what I need to do and ask what I need to ask, and that it's not going to cost me love. And I'm not going to do it from a disempowered place where I'm trying to avoid being powerful, to not be loved. It's going to be both. That's the frequency of Femme Fatale. That's the frequency of woman. That's the frequency when we bring in these teachings that are coming in the next month. This is what we're going to be focusing on. For those that are doing the women masterclass with me, you're going to feel into these vibes real deep with me. But I'm going to take this on as the whole context for my month. I can suggest for you, if you have a coaching business or mentorship business, if you've got a certain program or masterclass that's coming, what's the context of that masterclass or that program? If you live by that, in the month where you're running the program and the masterclass, if you live by that context, you'll be kind of mind blown at the results. If you kind of move your energy in the direction of what you're leading, you're going to start to create some momentum in that energy field. And that's going to be really amazing. So if you, let's say I was running exponential wealth this month, I might have said like, okay, my context for February is, gratitude and wealth. How to walk with gratitude and wealth, which exponential wealth is kind of the vibe. 1 foot in gratitude, 1 foot in desire, exponential wealth. Okay, that would be the context. And so my whole month would be in alignment with the program I'm selling, which would make it so much easier to create the material, the content, the lessons. It would change the way I look at my life throughout the entire month. And so it would make it so much easier to talk about the very things I want to bring forward. Being limitless is an awesome context. So you want to think about what your context is. And this is also something you can share in the masterclass or in the membership, because you're going to realize something. It's easy to forget what you said your context was going to be. Although a month goes by really fast, if you don't hold it at the forefront of your mind, we're going to get here in March and you're going to be like, feel like I said, the context, what? I don't remember. But if you can go in the group and write your name at the top and your posts show up, you'll be able to see what you said your context was going to be. So decide what your context is and decide why. It's going to help you stick to it. If you just have a context, it's going to be harder. See why. Contemplate why this context. Do we offer a monthly context as well as the yearly one? Yeah, you already have a yearly one. If you did Resolution Revolution with me, you already have one. So your yearly context, you know how we said in Resolution Revolution, you layer the contexts, they add one on top of the other. So for this month, you'll be able to say, this is the look for February. This is the vibe for February. My context is love and power with my masterclass and program, as well as allowing myself to be seen. This is phenomenal. Taking Femme Fatale this year, first time, and I'm so excited. This is going to be amazing. Love as hard as I can is my context. My daughters, my grandsons, the people who support me, gratitude for those I love and those that love me. And so what I love about this is this. If you decide to go in February saying, my context is love as hard as I can. My daughters, my grandsons, people who support me, gratitude for those I love and that who love me. When we get here in March and I say what worked, you will be able to say with so much joy and gratitude, I loved with all my heart. I spent time with my daughters. I had memories with my grandsons. I felt supported. I have so much gratitude for the people who love me. Then what didn't work? Well, even though I loved with all my heart, there was still a misunderstanding with this person. What did you learn? When you set a context, you're going to realize how much growth you create within that context every single time. I will get to say, What happened for me in February? I spent time with this friend and this family member and my team, and we had these memories and that memories. And what didn't work? I had this misunderstanding. There was this fear. There was this thing. There was this that happened. Okay, what did I learn? The wisdom that comes out is extraordinary, but without a context and without tapping into it, I just don't even realize what I'm manifesting. You guys are manifesting like wild, extraordinary things. But because maybe they don't look like what you think they should, they're not landing as powerfully, and you're actually doing extraordinary things. Embodied and expressed is my February context. Letting myself be seen is the holy work and the portal to receiving everything we want. Love me. I'm learning. Yes. February equals cooperation. I'm tearing up. This is so important to me. This is amazing. February, creativity, empowerment, love and receptivity. I'm feeling this now. So when we look at March, connected to those contexts, you're going to have a full lived experience of what you set out to do. And the thing that's so powerful with these things is like contexts help you build confidence. Just for fun, who here has said to themselves they need to work on their confidence this year? This is something they really want. I want to feel even more confident. This is really important for me. Confident in my message, confident in myself, confident in my results, confident in my capacities, confident in my intuition, confident in whatever it is, like a trust in me and a confidence in me. The way you build that is you say you're going to do something and then you go do it. This is how you do it. I think it was in the Matrix. Maybe in the Matrix, I was sharing this. I said, it's as if it's the credit score. Or maybe it's in Femme, Fatale. I can't remember. I said it. It's like the credit score of your heart. Like you have a credit score with yourself. And so every time you break your word to yourself, there's a ding in your credit score. And you're like, see, it says right here on the paper. Oh, was it Resolution Revolution? It says right here on the paper that you were supposed to do this by this, and it says that you didn't. You defaulted. Oh, it looks like you were supposed to do this 360 months ago. So this has been dinging your credit of self-confidence every single month, the past 360 months. No wonder your score is going, wow, 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 wow. But if it's like a credit card, you put something on it, pay it off. Put something on it, pay it off. Put something on it, pay it off. You start building credit. Then you put bigger things on it and you pay it off. And you put bigger things on it and pay it off. Next thing you know, you get one of those limitless credit cards where you can put anything on it. And there's unlimited trust. That's the relationship we want to build with ourselves. Unlimited trust. This is the vibe. So we're going to practice building confidence with I said and then I did. I said it and then I did it and then I celebrated it. I said I would and then I did and then I celebrated it. You are going to be mind blown by how much your confidence starts to grow when you start being this way, because you're not just saying you're going to do something, doing it but not really paying attention to it, and then having it work but didn't even realize it, and then not even celebrate it and want something else. This is how most human beings have relationships with themselves, and they lose track of everything. It's like when you're a teenager and you don't open your bills, and then you've got all kinds of problems. So we want to have a great relationship with ourselves and our confidence score. And for the confidence score to rise, you say you're going to do something and then you actually do it. So I'm going to book another call in here with you guys during the month of February, because I want to go through how to really anchor in January properly. So what I'm going to ask you to do, those of you who are in Resolution Revolution, you already have all your post-its, you're good to go. For those of you who haven't done Resolution Revolution, what I suggest is that you get a calendar. If you are a traveling soul, you don't have a lot of places, it could be a smaller calendar, it doesn't matter, and some post-its. They can all be the same color, it doesn't matter. You're going to need post-its, a calendar, and a pen for this next exercise, for what we're going to do at mid-month. That's all you're going to need. But I think it's a good idea for you in the meantime, between now and the next call, to really look at all the things you actually did in January. Make a list of all the things you could celebrate yourself for. Every single thing you did, like actually, everything that you did that was worth celebrating, make a list and come prepared with a calendar, post-its, a pen, and a list of things you did in January. That's all you need. And then you'll know what to do. And then when March comes, it's going to be easier and easier. And each one of these calls, just so you know, each one of these calls is going to have another energy and another vibe. Every single time we meet, I'm going to bring you something new to contemplate, something to think about, to ground you in. You're going to get to celebrate yourself. And you're going to get to anchor in what you did. And you're going to get to learn what you learned. And we're going to make sure that you don't autopilot your life, that you don't subconscious your life. We're going to have a check-in often and have a chance to really connect about what you're nailing and what you're not nailing and what you got to do differently. Radical self-ownership, celebration, and gratitude. And it's going to take you so far this year. I have a feeling when we get to 2024, most of you will tell me, Melanie, I've never had a year like this in my life. This makes no sense. I am never going back. I will always do this with myself. There's so much power in this. Your relationship with yourself creates your life. So let us create an extraordinary relationship with ourselves. I want to thank you so much for this first ever call. I'll make sure to put it on the schedule, the next one, as fast as possible, to make sure you can put it in your schedule to make it live, because I think this is really fun. If you're not in the Women Masterclass yet, I think you really will enjoy it. But if it doesn't line up with time, please don't stress, because it will be posted in this group after with the replays. So you're all set. The shop with me will be fun to watch because something is landing that's at a price point that's interesting for people who are like, oh, the big programs aren't really my vibe yet, but I'm keeping my eye out for the next thing. Like there's something real fun that's launching. So if you're able to be there on the shop with me for women, I think you'll really enjoy it. Thank you for being in my world. I'm so grateful. I'm so excited. Let me see what this says. Every live stream I see you on sounds like you're reading from a best-selling book. Oh, that's amazing. Thank you so much. I'm ready. Let's go. Cheers to an extraordinary year from me, for you, for us. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you. Enjoy yourselves. Thank you all for being here. And I will see you on the internet. See you soon.